Saya ingin sekali lagi secara PC ni mengumumkan bahawa undian telah diambil melalui belah bagi dan undiannya adalah 109 ke 111 yang mana menyokong usul Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri. Jadi saya jawatan speaker sudah pun dikosongkan mengikut istilah di bawah peraturan Majlis Mesyuarat dan juga Perlembagaan Malaysia dikosongkan. Jadi bagi diri saya sendiri tidak ada masalah sedikit sekalipun, sebab pada awal lagi saya telah memberitahu saya hanya akan keluar jika Perlembagaan Malaysia dipatuhi. Dan Perlembagaan Malaysia sudah pun dipatuhi, iaitu terdapat usul dan undian telah diambil. Jadi akhir kata ahli-ahli Parlimen yang memutuskan, bukan Perdana Menteri, bukan Kabinet. Inilah sistem perlembagaan kita. Inilah sesuatu yang mesti dihormati secara prinsip, iaitu mesti dinyatakan bahawa seorang speaker itu adalah neutral, bebas dan tidak boleh dikongkongi oleh pihak eksekutif. Saya telah menyebut beberapa kali juga bahawa jawatan speaker ini bukan merupakan jawatan pegawai khas untuk Kabinet atau Menteri atau Perdana Menteri. Kita mesti kekalkan jawatan speaker sebagai suatu jawatan yang neutral dan dihormati, dan oleh itu kalau speaker dilantik oleh Parlimen, dalam hal ini dilantik oleh Dewan Rakyat, seharusnya lah dia dikosongkan, jawatan itu dikosongkan melalui undian dalam Dewan Negara juga. He who appoints has the power to remove. Ini prinsipnya. Prinsipnya agak logical dan agak mudah untuk difahami. Itu prinsip di sisi perlembagaan Malaysia. Lepas ini seharusnya kalau mengikut AUM, aturan mesyuarat, urusan aturan mesyuarat, akan berlaku dua usul. Satu untuk melantik speaker baru, ada kaedah-kaedahnya. Saya tak nak komen tentang sama ada betul atau tidak. Dan selepas itu usul untuk mengosongkan kedudukan timbalan Yang Dipertua juga termasuk dalam AUM, aturan urusan mesyuarat, dan rakan saya YB Nga Kor Ming ada sesuatu yang akan dimaklumkan kepada saudara-saudari sekalian. Sekarang. Ya, terima kasih.
Salam sejahtera yang amat berbahagia, Tan Sri Mohamad Ariff, Speaker Rakyat yang disayangi. Kami berdua ingin mengucapkan jutaan terima kasih kepada seluruh rakyat Malaysia yang telah pun memberikan mandat kepada Pakatan Harapan untuk membentuk kerajaan dari rakyat untuk rakyat. Dan saya juga ingin mengucapkan setinggi-tinggi penghargaan dan terima kasih kepada seluruh warga kaki tangan Parlimen, rakan-rakan media yang susah payah, bertunggus lumus, membuat liputan berita sepanjang 2 tahun. Sebenarnya minggu ini genaplah 2 tahun Tan Sri dan saya diberikan mandat menjadi Yang Dipertua dan Timbalan. Dan pagi ini kita menyaksikan buat pertama kali dalam sejarah Malaysia, speaker yang berwibawa telah pun dilucutkan tanpa sebarang sebab. Oleh kerana itu, dengan bersolidariti penuh bersama dengan Tan Sri Ariff, dan juga menyatakan prinsipnya, saya hanya akan berkhidmat kepada kerajaan yang dipilih oleh rakyat, maka dengan ini saya mengumumkan saya meletak jawatan sebagai timbalan Yang Dipertua Dewan Rakyat dengan serta-merta. As a matter of principle and honour, I hereby offer my resignation with immediate effect, in full solidarity with Tan Sri Mohamad Ariff. As I said, if we come with honour, and we go, we will bow out in honour. So thank you very much for all your contribution, and we will march on together as one. Ini adalah prinsip dan dengan solidarity. Okay? So that is what. Yeah.
YB boleh tanya soalan sebab YB meletak jawatan tanpa menunggu usul itu dibentangkan di Parlimen. Adakah pandangan YB sendiri ia sedikit sebanyak menjejaskan kredibiliti atau kewibawaan dan harga diri YB sendiri?
Okay. Pagi tadi kita telah pun nampak usul tersebut. Saya sepanjang 2 tahun ini di bawah pimpinan Tan Sri Ariff, kami berdua bekerjasama sebagai satu pasukan yang intim dan erat demi solidariti penuh bersama Tan Sri. Saya sudi letak jawatan. Saya rasa we have bow out in honour. I think that is the right way for us to do. We do not want to serve under, to me, it is a government without the mandate from the people. Okay? I only recognize the government by the people, for the people, and from the people. That is what is important. As what Abraham Lincoln has said. Okay? Once said, the only legitimate government in this world is the government from the people, for the people, and by the people. As such, I tender my resignation.
Tan Sri, may I ask you a question with regards to the whatever that was debated in the Dewan Rakyat with regards to the legitimate procedures in which the motion was put forward and whatnot. YB Govind raised points saying that the chair itself was not vacant, that you were still the legitimate speaker, and then the removal was not legitimate. So what have you got to say to that? Because another argument from YB Takiuddin was that you accepted the paper, so it's already legitimate in that way. So a lot of confusion with regards to that.
Unfortunately, YB Takiuddin is wrong. As Speaker, I accepted motions which on their face are in order. Whether or not a motion is constitutional, regular, irregular, unlawful, or what have you, will have to be decided on the floor of the House. That is the convention that we all are supposed to adhere to in the Westminster system. All right? So I'm afraid I have to disagree with the Minister. All right? Had I not accepted the motions, the story would have been different, wouldn't it? But I made it a point to accept these motions because they are regular on their face. If you read any of the books, Erskine May or whatever, they state the same principle. As and I have been saying all this while, we go by the book, we go by the rules. There's nothing very magical about it. All right? So that's a short point. So if people want to twist my beats, they're welcome to. But I go by the book. And I think they also know I go by the book. Yeah? So that's where I stand.
Do you think a no confidence vote is still possible with the new speaker?
I do not know. I really do not know. Yeah? So it's up to politics. I'm talking about rules and books and the Constitution, you know. I cite neither side, you know, one way or the other for the time being. Yeah? So it could happen or it may not happen.
But the Speaker has the right, to move a motion even though it's at the bottom of a pile?
Let's put it this way. Contrary to popular belief that the Speaker is awesome, all-powerful, in fact, the Speaker is not. The Speaker is bound by the standing orders and the Constitution as much as every other person, even ministers, must be reminded they are also bound by the Constitution and the standing orders. Yeah? But in our system, whatever major issues that require decisions will have to be decided on the floor of the House. On the very simple, again, it's all simple things. Simple principle that members are appointed by the citizens. They are representatives of the citizens. And any major decisions will have to be taken by these representatives of the rakyat. Right? Speaker is nothing, actually. I look at a motion, I say, it looks regular, and I accept. I cannot say, no, this is not politically correct. I refuse. I have no such power. That is why, if you will remember, maybe about 2 months back, there were several motions. Some I accepted, some I refused. Those I refused were not in accordance with the rules. That's about it. It's not because I like one person, I dislike another. Right? I think I have the singular distinction as a speaker to reject 2 motions. Yeah? One, yeah.
One question.
Yeah.
I just want to know, the change of the speakers today will have what kind of influence on the upcoming discussions of other motions?
That is a political question. Yeah? I think you have to ask the politicians. All right?
Yeah.
I normally would like to take a neutral stand, so maybe tomorrow, day after, whatever, next month, when I become a free agent, I can have my own views. But today, at this hour, at this minute, I would like to say I would like to remain neutral because this is process still ongoing. Yeah? Let the politicians decide. You know, so yeah.
Dr. Mahathir said that you have been put on pressure by the PM government, a lot of pressure. So can you comment on this?
Well, again, you know, can we wait for the bell to end? Oh, it's taking a long time.
Akan diterima. Surat sudah siap, tunggu tanda tangan saya. Lepas itu dia datang buat pengumuman dia. Lepas itu akan dihantar ke kembali. Ini terpulang kepada SUD.
How many minutes is this? More than 2 minutes. More than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
The letter. Show them letter resignation.
Because you were known for bringing about some notable reform works, the select committees, for example. Is there something that you want them to continue?
Yeah, I'll say something on that. Well, I'll answer the question under pressure.
Second paragraph only. First paragraph will do.
Yeah, enough. All right. So I will answer your question. You're from which agency?
I'm from Phoenix TV.
Oh, okay.
China.
China. Let's put it this way, in very simple terms. Do I look as if I'm under pressure? No. Because I stick to the principle, that I'm not anyone's special officer. All right? So it takes a load off my back.
Yeah.
And they can say whatever they want or indicate whatever they want. But I stick by the book. All right? So that's the point I would like to say and to state over and over again, because it is very necessary for the system to work efficiently. Rule of law, the Constitution, and the Parliament, all these things must be respected. constitutional government, responsible government, all the high ideals that we want should be preserved this way. You know, the executive has a role to play, legislative has a role to play. They must work together. No, one cannot control the other. It is wrong. All right? If we accept this premise that one can control the other, then I'm afraid we'll be sliding down along a very slippery road to some kind of authoritarian government or near authoritarian government. Yeah? That wouldn't be bad. That will be bad for the country. Now, to your question on reforms, of course, some people say I've actually ushered in a lot of reforms. Yes, I would like to see the next speaker continue with the reform.
Yeah.
And I hope the executive will provide him with all the support that the new speaker will require to continue with the reform. You know, the reform that we did wasn't done because we wanted to. Those reforms were felt to be very necessary, you know, to preserve the system, to place Parliament where Parliament should really be, a place for people to respect, all right? A place where there is dignity, there is decorum, people have high regard for constitutional principles, for the rule of law, and they will debate accordingly. I was sad to say sometimes you don't see it happening.
Yeah.
That is why we need to continue with the reform. The reform agenda is not yet complete, but we have set in place the committee system which must be preserved if you want a system that can be comparable regionally and internationally. We were aiming for an international standard, no less than that. So it will be a great pity if there is a clawing back on the reform efforts that we have undertaken. Right? So this is certainly something that personally I would wish to see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Before today's event happened, I have read from the newspaper that you said you already want to leave this position. So could you see what's the reason? You want to leave this person,
This position.
leave this position long ago. So what's the reason?
No, we are ready to serve until that when the motion is passed, because we believe that, like what Tan Sri has spoken, okay, only the House, okay, has the right to remove the speaker. Okay, so I actually waited for the motion to be passed because we were elected, okay, by the House, and we should be removed by the House. That is the principle. Dan saya menaruh harapan yang tinggi. Saya percaya sejarah akan mencatatkan Tan Sri Ariff dan diri saya yang kedai ini, kita akan diingati sentiasa sebagai Speaker Dewan Rakyat yang mendaulatkan kedaulatan undang-undang, mengangkat martabat dan imej Dewan Rakyat, dan sentiasa memastikan imej Dewan ya dijaga dengan secara terhormat. Okay? Dan saya menaruh harapan yang tinggi mana-mana speaker yang menggantikan Tan Sri Ariff dan diri saya akan meneruskan segala usaha-usaha langkah-langkah reformasi parlimen yang telah pun kita laksanakan dan akan laksanakan. Okay? Seperti Akta Suruhanjaya Perkhidmatan Parlimen yang akan memastikan doktrin pengasingan kuasa di negara ini berjaya dipelihara, dapat dilaksanakan secepat mungkin dalam sesi ini. Okay? Dan pelbagai lagi langkah-langkah reformasi yang telah pun kita mulakan dan telah berjaya dilaksanakan. Kesemua ini wajar diteruskan, okay? Wajar terus dilaksanakan demi mengangkat martabat institusi parlimen yang sentiasa dekat dalam hati kita. Yeah. So we will say with lots of love, thank you very much to every one of you. Okay?
Yeah. Ya.
Untuk soalan boleh?
Ya, boleh.
Sebab pertukaran ni alasan dalam aturan urusan mesyuarat adalah disebabkan ada cara lain.
Ya, ya.
Kalau bercakap tentang Tan Sri dilantik pada zaman PH, YB Azhar Azizan Harun juga dilantik oleh PH pada zaman PH. Jadi Tan Sri rasa adakah pelantikan itu disebabkan oleh parti ataupun figur bawaan atau
Ini dalam keadaan biasa. Dalam keadaan biasa, selepas pilihan raya, ya, kerajaan yang memenangi pilihan raya itu akan mencalonkan seseorang menjadi speaker. Apa yang berlaku sekarang adalah di luar keadaan biasa. Ya. Dan saya tidak tahu sama ada terdapat negeri-negeri lain melainkan Trinidad and Tobago yang melakukan perkara sebegini. Trinidad and Tobago mengusirkan speaker mereka dalam tahun 1990-an gitu oleh kerana speaker itu melakukan kesalahan rasuah sebenarnya. Ya. Tapi tidak ada apa-apa contoh lain. Di United Kingdom, di House of Commons selama 800 tahun tidak pernah berlaku seorang speaker diusir sebelum tempoh tamatnya sesuatu parlimen. Artinya selepas pilihan raya lah. Ini sepatutnya menjadi sistem amalan negara-negara Commonwealth. Ya. Tapi tak apalah, masa dia seperti yang disebut dalam perbahasan tadi, walaupun luar biasa, ya, tapi ada kalanya sesuatu yang luar biasa itu akan timbul dan harus diputuskan. Tapi bagi saya taklah begitu betul. Kalau kita nak jadi macam Trinidad and Tobago, silakanlah. Ya, ya. Tak apa. Ya. In a way, yes.
So you say this is a precedent for the world, right?
Well, I don't know whether it is a good precedent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but certainly this is something extraordinary. Yeah, they should have waited until Parliament is dissolved, and then your point. The theory, back to the principle again. Speakers are appointed by the House, and the House includes not only government, backbenchers, and ministers and deputy ministers, but also opposition, backbenchers, and so on. So, and the speaker, once he is appointed, he doesn't speak for the government only. The speaker is a speaker for the whole house. Any speaker who becomes a speaker for the government only is not a proper speaker. That is the point we're trying to make, isn't it? No? That's it. Right? So I think you'll want to go inside and report the proceedings.
YB, sorry, just checking quickly. Since you have resigned, so I suppose they cannot move a motion against you since you've already tendered your letter, or it's still going to be done? Or?
Yeah, I think depends on whether they want to proceed with the motion. So we just bow and
Yeah. But we'll thank the media first.
Huh? Yeah.
I know YB has thank you all, but personally I would also like to thank the media. Berterima kasih kepada media. Kami telah cuba sedaya upaya untuk menjawab segala soalan dan pertanyaan. Ada kalanya soalan-soalan itu tidak dapat dijawab. Faham-fahamlah kadang-kadang yang tertentu apabila perkara masih bergolak. Kami tidak menjawab, tapi saya ingat pada kelazimannya kita menjawab media. Soal media saya telah pergi interview beberapa kali dan sebagainya. Ya, media ini penting. Freedom of the press is so important. I hope you will continue doing your job because the public must know what's happening in Parliament in an impartial way.
Yes.
Yeah? So part of the reform agenda that we did was to welcome all sections of society, of the public, media included, to Parliament. That Parliament becomes a place that is accessible to all. I hope this continues. Yeah? But it's now out of my hands.
Thank you, Tan Sri. Thank you, YB.
Oh, yes.
okay. So just to show you, okay, Nazri,
Yes.
this one is my letter of resignation. Okay? Okay. I think that we just found. Huh? Mana? Okay. 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 Yeah. Thank you. So we would like to. Okay, Tan Sri and I, we would like to bow out in honor to say a big thank you to each and every one of you. Okay, okay, terima kasih banyak-banyak.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Ini dalam sejarah. Okay. Sila. Your recording history.
Ya, esok dah tengok.
Dah satu. Boleh.
Can take one for me, ah? Can take one for me?
Selfie lagi bagus, dramatic.
Satu. Okay.
Eh,
That's a nice picture. Must send me a copy, eh?
Okay, one more Tan Sri.
one picture. One picture.
Okay, sure.